Musical my boy up on the map.
Yo.
What's up, guys? Your boy HUGO the Savage back again for another Hangover show live. All of the weekend's action, Premier League, football around the world. Big up Endsman TV.
Big up, bro.
You know the vibes. Before we get into anything, bruv. How are you, bruv?
Look, good, man. Enjoyed the game yesterday. It was emotional when we, conceded a couple of goals, but in all, good day, man. Manager looks on it. Fan base looks shaky as usual. The fans in the stadium look good. Flop pulled a hamstring. We're all good, man. I'm good, bro.
Come on. You already know the vibes, bro. We got everyone inside, man. Yeah, man. We're gonna chop it up. Talk about this weekend's action, the news, the roundup of all the games. And yeah, man, have a good time. We're gonna do the same thing that we normally do, so we can have a nice, clean show. So, any questions in the chat? Proper footballing questions, throw them in. I'll star them and I'll answer them at the end of the show. You know what I mean? Not trying to be ignorant, but trying to get a clean show going and that. So big up to everyone in the chat though. Big up Bailey, big up Addy, Anna, big up Ash. Come on, you already know the vibes, man. Yeah, man. So might as well get into the mad weekend of football still, and it's a mad week coming up still. Let's get into the roundup, man. Come on. You already know. Airport settings, the Nilsson, Cafu, Ronaldo, all of that. Come on. You got big. Yeah, man. Weekend roundup, Premier League. I probably have to get my phone out for this one to see all the results, because the games have been split up so much since last Monday. The games have been all over the place in terms of I think there's Monday games, Tuesday games, and the Thursday game, Friday game, and then weekend again. But yeah, very, very interesting. One place to start really will have to be unbiased and go to the top of the table. And Man City are now top of the table, which is even though it seemed like they've been there the whole time, they haven't. Arsenal's been top of the table. I think they said 93% of the season. Arsenal have been at the top. Crazy. And now they're not. Man City picked up a victory against Fulham to take themselves to the top of the table. Goals from Haaland again. He's breaking more records. He's broke the record now, and he's on 50 goals for the season for Man City. And then Alvarez. This is the thing, man. He gets on to his 50th goal, and then the other guy, who's just been the side dish all season, and he's just gone under the radar, chilling, goes and pulls out some magic and whips one in the top corner. But yeah, man, did you see any of that game? I watched the game.
I did, man. He pulled off the Jogo Benito, push forward, drag back, shifty out of his feet, top corner move. Quality, man. Look, you said it at the start of the season, what a quality signing he is, and you said that obviously he'll make difference in certain games, and obviously Fulham was one of those games where he showed his quality, and he won the penalty as well. So you could probably say he was instrumental in terms of the whole game. He won the penalty. They scored from it. Then he scored the winner. So, and he played good, man. He was a handful all game. His pressing was on point. His passing was on point. And in a game where you're missing Kevin De Bruyne, obviously, I think they might have rested him. He did well, man. He did well. He was like that creative, non-creative spark in the team. Yeah. But look, they're top of the table. I had this conversation yesterday with a couple of my Arsenal brethren. Dan, and Harry was one of my other brethren as well. He's an Arsenal fan. I posed the question to them yesterday. I said, when you look at this season being a failure based on the fact that you were leading the race so far, they said no. To benefit to them, though, they did say that obviously at the start of the season, they never expected Arsenal to win the title. So it's cool. I understand that. But for me personally, it would be a failure, man, if you're leading all this way and then not win. And obviously you're a big club. But, their argument was Arsenal's not really a big club by stature and by history, yes. But at the moment, they're not, which is a fair point. But nah, man. Man City deserves it. Look, they're there where they are, then they need to be. But I can't believe some of these men are saying that it's not a failure, bro. Because for us, we would be like it's a failure, bro. We've been through this already, so we already know what it means. Dropping, losing by a point every damn season when we lost the title, and then the odd one where we lost by 4 points.
Forever, I can't. I won't allow Arsenal fans to run with that at all. Even the nicest of Arsenal fans, I'm not allowing it because, as I spoke to you just before we jumped on, and I said that objectives change in a season based on the progression of your team, how good you play, how you know what I mean. Like for example, I don't think West Ham's objective was to stay in the Premier League this season, but then all of a sudden they played shit, and then it's like we need to stay in the Premier League. Then it becomes we beat the relegation battle, and that's why fans cheer like crazy when they get out of the relegation zone in the last day of the season. When really you should just win the game and shut your mouth and go about your business because you was nearly relegated. You shouldn't be happy about it. So things change. Arsenal's objective before the season start was to be in the top 4. Probably a year behind because they failed the season before because they threw it away with the last 3 games. After about 11 games of this season, they're the ones who started talking about winning the league. So we didn't bestow that thing upon them that you're going to win the league. They did. So we said, the safe, okay, that's fine. Everyone started to throw in their 2 pence. Me and you didn't, but a lot of people started to say to them, well, wait till you've gone to the World Cup and wait till this happens. And, oh, Jesus is injured. And they beat all of them charges, bro. The boss case on all them charges, bro.
Yeah, they did.
And they were like, we're going to win the league. And we accepted it, and everyone started giving their grace, started saying great stuff about the manager, about the team, how good they've been playing. They ran with the narrative as well. They were reluctant to say they were going to win the league for a while because they were scared. And then once it got to like the 20th game, all of them said they're going to win the league because you've been leading for 93% of the season so far. So your objective changed, bro. They asked Arteta about it, and he said, I want the trophy. So if your manager said that, you can't tell me that there's a different objective. That's like saying, oh yeah, Liverpool's objective, we're fine with being in 6th or whatever because we just wanted to stay in the league. You dickhead. No. That's not how football works, bro. You just have to hold that, bro. I told man last week, bro, if you don't win the league now, because you're not in any trophies, well, you're going to be 3rd on the list for the best season. It's because it's going to be Man City because they've won the league, and they could win the Champions League. They're still in the FA Cup. It's going to be them Man U because they've won a trophy and they can still win the FA Cup as well, and they're in the top 4. Then it's going to be Arsenal. Then it's going to be Newcastle. If that's how
I'll probably throw us above them as well, bro.
Exactly, because remember, like since Eddie Howe came in, he took over Newcastle when they were 17th, I think. And ever since that day he took over, they've progressed. He hasn't gone backwards. When he took over, I think he had the best record towards the end of last season. Him and Guardiola and Klopp had the best record in the league. And it was on par with each other. And then
Savage, I'm shameless. I'm shameless. If Arsenal don't win the title, I'm throwing in the Charity Shield in there, bro. I can't even lie to you, bro. I'm shameless like that. So we've had silverware this season, bro. So if you man don't win something, I don't want to hear man telling me,
bro. Yeah, it's you have to hold that, bro, because man won like remember when Brendan Rodgers won the FA Cup for Leicester? No one was bigging up Leicester, bro, because they finished nowhere in the league, bro. No one cared, but they should have been bigged up. It was a big thing. So I'm not having it, bro. I don't care what Arsenal fans say, to be honest, bro. You win the league or you don't win the league now because no one told you to get knocked out to Sporting in the fucking whatever cup, bro. Yeah, I mean, you have to hold that, bro. And if you want to do the banter thing with Liverpool, safe talk, that's fine, bro. But when you go home at night, you know you have to live with the fact that you ain't won the league, did it? So you better go win it. You better go hope that something changes, because if there was going to be one shaky, that game yesterday from Man City was the most professional game. It wasn't even great. They weren't. You know what I mean? What all it took is that once they scored Fulham, there was like, okay, have to wake up a little bit. But there wasn't like full part Man City yesterday. Not to mention that De Bruyne said he was sick. He just chilled. So I have to hold that, bruv. You know what I mean? Arsenal need to realize, bruv, I ain't your enemy, bruv. I don't come out to talk about you. I actually don't care about your team one bit, bruv. But you like talk them up, and then you force other fan bases to say stuff. You know what I mean? So you have to hold that, bruv.
You're not in the wrong. If you're obviously you're a fan of your club and you talk them up to a point where you're like, no, we're smoking, man. We've got bigger fish to fry in certain man's terms. When we give you credit, we then have the expectation because you guys have that expectation. So we're on board now with that expectation. You can't knock us to go, hold on a minute, bro. You've risen my expectation. And now you're telling me your plan wasn't to win the league. So you're leading the league by 93% of the season. And now, because you're now a point behind, which you can still win the league. Because Man City, you point this out, both teams can still drop points. Man City can still drop points. Fulham could have been that game. And they drop points in that one. They got West Ham next, Man City. That could be the game in hand where they drop points and then Arsenal go back on top of the league. It could still change. So I don't understand them now going, oh, I didn't expect us to win the league. No, bro. At the start of the season, it was to get in the Champions League. When you looked after 20 or 25 games, 26 games, you're like, hold on a minute here. We can win the league. You can't then tell me, nah. No. Your manager said it. Your players said it. Most of the fan base said it. So, I don't know, bro.
I agree with you. At the end of the day, bro, like, I remember watching the overlap and the Arsenal fans are getting mad at Gary Neville because when they asked him who's going to win the league after like 16 games, he said, nah, City's still going to win it. And then when they did the overlap part 2, he asked him again, he's like, nah, I still think City's going to win it. And everyone's like, how can you think that when? And he's like, well, you've given me no evidence that I think you're going to win it. It's nothing against you, like, bro. I just know that at the end of the season, the business end, they always start. And then I watched Gundogan's interview 2 days ago, and he said the same thing. The woman that's like, obviously they've been leading the whole time. How you been feeling? He's like, oh, no, we're not worried. I was like, oh, okay. They're not worried, bro, because they've done it. Like, they've had Liverpool to use as their fucking guinea pig for 4 seasons, bro. They've been doing this, bro. Even when Guardiola wasn't their manager, they've been doing this, bro. So now we're the guinea pig, bro. They just used us as let's experiment on them. So you think that, no disrespect, your team ain't better than our team was, bro. So it is what it is. And and you got to remember, we still had a mentality of winning shit, bro. Whether we'd won the league or not. When Man City were going head to head with us, we had won the Champions League, bro. And that was off the back of losing the Champions League on the last day the season before. We lost to Real Madrid. Klopp said, yeah, won this next season. And then we won. We won it. Same with the league, bro. Oh, we lost the league by 1 point. Say no more. Next season we'll win it. And we did. That's mentality, bro. Like, you can't just get that in one season. You can't have a mentality of like, yeah, and if you do, I will be incredible, because to have the mentality of throwing top 4 away the season before when it was in your hands chilling, to do that and then go and win the league the next season, if you get that right, it's incredible. If not, shit, it's what it is. Doesn't mean your team's shit all of a sudden. Clearly, you've been better than us this season, but if this is your best season and this is us playing terrible, bro, and you're gonna finish with what you finish over Liverpool within this season is a Champions League spot, I'll take it. if that's you know what I mean. So
I've got one more question, obviously, before I don't know if you're gonna move on, but I asked this question yesterday as well because the conversation was a good debate. It was a good debate, I'd say, because they're my close boys and that. So one of the other question I posed was, if Arteta doesn't get into the top 4 next season, do you sack him then? One of them said no. The other one was like, yeah, probably. And the reason why I asked, because I'm like, okay, cool. If you get in the Champions League this season, which you are, that means you're going to improve and the squad's going to get better because there'll be investments and whatever. And if he doesn't get in the top 4 next season or go and win the title next season, does he have to go? What do you think? Would he have to then go, bro, if he doesn't? Because we're talking about 8. He took over the team halfway through a season, finished 8th. Then he finished 8th in his first season, then 5th. And now he's, I don't know, where is he now? 2nd.
Yeah.
Possibly win the title.
Okay, I'm not trying to be the political one, bro, but there's 2 answers here, isn't it? There's the answer that I would go with as a person, how I enjoy football. On how I enjoy football, no way they should sack him. No way. On the way football is now, and the way other managers have been sacked in terms of getting trophies and not getting to their target, well, yeah, because Arteta's been there longer than I thought he'd been there because of COVID and that, bro. What knocked off like 2 years off our life. In my head, it feels like he's only been here 2 seasons, like last season and this season, but obviously he hasn't, innit? I think progressing for them in the Champions League next season is massive. They have to do something where they've at least got a chance, at least like semi-final or something like that. And they have to become, Champions League has to become a standard again for them. And then the league is an iffy one, because if Arsenal fans say, yeah, he should be sacked if they don't win it, then that means you shouldn't be moaning about this season. It means that you do think you're going to win the league. If you don't think that, then it means that you think you're in a false position now because of everyone else not playing well. And if that's the case, shut your mouth on it. So, because listen, we can't predict the future, but I guess everyone's assumption is that Liverpool will be better next season, Chelsea will be better next season, Man U will be better than they are now next season, because obviously Ten Hag would have had a full season under his belt, probably going to buy new players. Little things can be changed at Man U, like right backs and another centre back and stuff like that, which can change their team pretty drastic. I don't think they're that good at the moment, but they still have bits around their team where the ballers on it. And then obviously everyone expects Man City to always be better somehow. I don't know how they keep getting better, but somehow. So that's 5 teams, not to mention Newcastle. That's 6 teams, not to mention. But at some point, there will be another team to enter that fray, bro, whether it's Brighton or whoever. There will be, because if they go and buy more players or get more money, then who knows what's going to happen there. We all expected when they lost Basuma and Graham Potter to be not as good anymore. They got better somehow. So there's that. And then there's Tottenham as well, bro. And we don't know what's going to happen there because they're in a mess right now, pretty much because of the way the club's ran. I said this early in the season. I know Anna agreed with me at the time. This was about 5 months ago when they were winning games, bro. And I said, they're not good though. Like they were losing to Bournemouth and came back and won 3-2 or something. They were doing this every week. And I was like, you can't keep coming back. You know what I mean? And now look how the league's gone. They're about to come back against Man U to get a draw. They nearly came back yesterday. So it's like you've been running the same thing with Conte or without him. So we don't know what's going to go on there. Villa's got money, and nobody realizes this because nobody cares about them. But they have money, bro. And I know that everyone thinks that Arteta's a better manager than Emery. He ain't yet. Let's be honest, bro. Like, I like Arteta in that, bro. How are you going to compare when one man's
you can't.
Man's got one man's got about 6 Europa League trophies and that, bro. I've been balling out and managed all these teams and that, bro. So who knows what they're gonna do? I hate Villa, bro, but at the same time, I can't disrespect the fact that playing good football, they've got money and they've got a good manager, bro. So for that, there, Arsenal, I don't know where you're gonna be next time, man. But this is the shit you have to deal with, man. Staying with the roundup, obviously we cover Man City. Next biggest game of the weekend was Liverpool versus Tottenham. It's normally a big game anyway. It's always damn near an exciting game in some way. Our record against Tottenham is way better than everyone thinks it is. It's just that because they always give an exciting game, it feels like we've escaped. Or when we're going for a league title, they'll take a point of us where it's a draw, and it'll feel like they beat us because it always does when you're going for something like that. But realistically, our record's pretty dope. Everyone just remembers Klopp losing the 4-1 at Wembley when Lovren had a shit game. That was ages ago. It was like 4 or 5 years ago now. So, and obviously we beat them in Champions League final. Had to get that in there because shameless. But Liverpool, Tottenham. We're going to cover the basis of this game. We're not going to go through all the details because Enz has a player rating show tonight, so it's pointless him talking about the same thing, bro. But let's just talk about the structure of the game and how it went and what you think, because there's a few takeaways from the game that me and you already spoke about, a few talking points. I have saved people's questions in the chat. If he refers to this, then I'll bring it up now. But what do you think, bro? What do you think of the game?
Look, it wasn't an easy game for us, to be fair. In the first 20 minutes, half an hour, and then we became complacent. Tottenham didn't play as well as everyone made it out to be. I know their manager Mason said, "Oh, wherever this waste man is about, now we dominate for 75 minutes and we were the better team and we created the most chances." I'm like, yeah, that's well and good saying this when you're playing a game of FIFA and you probably hit the post a couple of times, but on the structure of the game, you should never have won it. The mistakes that we made you guys look better than what you were. It's not like they outplayed us, carved us open, played good football 1-2s, and they didn't do none of that, bro. It was just silly, lackadaisical kind of defending at times and falling asleep on the ball. You say Ibu fell asleep a couple of times. You would say Robbo fell asleep 1 or 2 times and got a player in. Virgil slipped and they got a goal from it. But other than that, bro, like, it's all well and good you hitting the post, but hitting the post and being offside doesn't count. Running offside and then the flag goes up late doesn't count to me, bro. And look, Tottenham are a decent team. Don't get me wrong; they've got good players, but Liverpool ain't in the best of shape. We're not. So this ain't the best Liverpool. So when people are going on like, this is the measure, and we look good. No, you're measuring yourself against a very poor Liverpool team. We're not our best yet.
I agree. The thing is, I can take my bias out of yesterday's game, but my view on the game still doesn't correlate with everyone else's. I do understand the fact that being up 3-0 and then letting the team score 3 goals back at you, that doesn't sit well with me. But I can isolate each individual goal what Spurs scored. And from a Spurs point of view, great, of course. Which is, it happens with every team, and if you're the attacking team, you think your team done great. If you're the defending team, you think your team done bad.
Mm.
I would say that the one goal that I thought Spurs was a good goal was the Son one, because I thought the ball over the top was inch perfect, and the Son's run is what caught Konate sleeping there. But the other two, like, I mean, I'm happy with the fan base to be shameless and do whatever, man. But if everyone can't see that Virgil slipped, then all right, he slipped and nearly broke his ankle, which is all I cared about, to be honest. So that was a problem there, because it should have been a basic throw him the line or just take the ball off him. And even Perisic looked surprised that he was able to do that easy. And then Richarlison's one was almost poetic. And me and you said it before in the preview that this guy's going to score. And then you said, don't curse it. And I said, nah, but I think he's going to. And he did. But even within that, it's like, I don't know, man. Like, once a decision's been given, you have to defend. You know, you have to. So it was a free kick because Milner took out whoever. I think he took out Kane. But let's not forget, bro, like, the ball shouldn't even have got up that part of the pitch for it to be a free kick, because Salah just got fouled, bro. And he didn't get, like, this wasn't Salah acting like a little bitch. Man's whole top was getting grabbed and he couldn't move, bro. And it would have been our free kick. And if it was our free kick, then it doesn't go to that part of the pitch, bro. I'm not trying to be a dickhead. I know how football works, bro, but that is a fact, bro. Not to mention, okay, Richarlison, it was almost like, yeah, Nunes tried his best to defend it. He tried his best. It didn't work out. And I'll tell you, man, I said it to you before. If Richarlison made full connection with his head to that ball, it would actually be better for Alisson. But the fact that he headed it into the ground and lobbed him, yeah, that's it. So, and then obviously Jota goes up the other end within 90 seconds and scores, bro, and sacks it all off. Now, Spurs are entitled to think they played good, but I think it's shameless to even say you played well when you was down 3-0. It should almost be like, that's why I didn't understand what Ryan Mason was saying, because in one part, he was basically saying he was disappointed. He ain't trying to hear that we done well. But then in the other part, it was like we were the way better team. Don't be silly. Just because you had like, all these chances in the second, don't mean you was the better team, bro. You wasn't the better team. You had great moments in the game. You hit the post a couple of times. The best one was when it was offside. The other one, okay, you hit the post. But what am I supposed to give you praise for hitting the post? You didn't hit the target. What do you want me to do, bro? Like, that doesn't mean you played better, bro. If you force Alisson into these world-class saves, then we're talking in it. You hit the post, just means you was off target, bro. So you did well. You didn't win the game. I know the biggest talking point is, Jota did the, you know, he done the Undertaker big boot thing, bro. And I said, innit, from, if it was Liverpool player and somebody kicked him in the face, I would probably want a red card as well. And I probably wouldn't be objective to say that, like, man, he didn't put his head super low, but his head was low. And Jota's foot was high, so both met in it. I'll take that. But I have to let you, Spurs fans, have to say, bro, and you don't want to understand this. You're saying Jota gets sent off for that, he wouldn't have been on the pitch to score the goal. And I'm saying, if Skip got sent off for stamping on Diaz, bro, he wouldn't have been on the pitch to get his face kicked in, bro. So it's that cancels each other out, bro. You got the big boot, bro. In fact, you know what, bro? Now that I know Skip's all right, I hope that Jota gave you the big boot because of what you did to Diaz. Because you know what every Liverpool fan in that stadium was thinking? I heard man holding their breath, bro. We just got him back and you nearly killed him. Yeah, so it cancels itself out, and then you got this pussy old referee having problems and that, bro. Sort yourself out, man.
Now, look, listen, bro. You're definitely right. Look, he shouldn't have been on the pitch in the first place, and I think that weighed on the referee's decision as well, because I think a lot of the players ran over and said, "Look, they should have the player sent off based on that." And I don't want this world of football to go, look, it's dangerous. I understand it. And I'm not going to say condone it, man, kicking another man in his face, whatever. But you have to understand this is football. If the ball's in the air, I'm a player, you've been a player. We play football. We understand. If I'm trying to keep my eye on the ball to bring it down and a man throws his head into a position where I'm trying to bring the ball down and I don't look at him once, you can't blame me for that. The other man can see that I'm going to try and control it. He sees I'm keeping my eye on the ball. And the reason why Skip put his head down is because he tried to reach it before I controlled it with my foot. So he's put himself in harm. I haven't put him in harm. For me as a player, I'm seeing a player look over his head. He hasn't seen me. Do you think I'm putting my head there, bro? I'm going, he's not seeing me. He's trying to bring the ball down. Let him bring it down, then I'll go and challenge him. I'm not going to throw my head in there, bro. Do you know how stupid or dumb that is? And they'll be like, oh, this is top level. You have to go and shot. No. A man kicking me in my face ain't. Let him bring it down. Then I'll go and foul him if I need to. Or let him bring it down. Then I'll go and win the second ball. But I'm not watching a man not looking at me at all,
Exactly.
trying to bring a ball out the air, and then I go, oh, let me put my head in there. What kind of bro? It's
Bruv.
metal studs, bro, or blades against skin. Who do you think's gonna win?
Yeah, bro. I listen. I have to say, man. I hear what Zabiri and Anna saying, but I don't care what you're saying. And you both cold on that, bro. But if you're telling me that's a yellow card, I don't give a damn if Skip kind of touched the ball, bro. I don't care.
No, that's a red card, bro. It doesn't matter. It's a red card.
Because you got to realize what I'm saying. I'm saying that if it was on the other foot, yeah, Jota should get sent off, bro. I don't. The way that stamp was, no way, bro. Like I can't. I don't even care if it was an accident because clearly Jota didn't mean to kick my man in the face either, bro. So I'm not of the opinion that if it was an accident, it's not a red card because I know how football works, and it's not about the intent anymore. But both were bad, and I don't know, man.
One was, and look, this was the same kind of conversation. Sorry to interrupt, but this is the same conversation we had when Kane should have got sent off in the fixture. Was it last season when he put that tackle on Henderson? Didn't get a red card for that one, and he went on to equalize in the game. It's a similar situation. No one put up arms about that situation. All I got heard was he's not that type of player. He naturally doesn't do this. And I was like, no. The guy two-footed my captain, nearly broke his whole leg.
Yeah, this not
and then he went and then scored the equalizer. Bro, he went and scored the equalizer after that. So I would be hurt by that. So look, the same thing happened this time round. You know what I mean? It evened itself out. Your player should have been sent off in the first half. And if you'd have went down to 10 men when we was cooking you guys, you guys might have held a 7 or an 8 after that.
We only wanted to care about the stamp because of the victim. Diaz Milner gets that stamp. No one cares. It's not true. It's not true. Maybe you feel like that, bro. I feel about all of our players. If that happens to Shimikas,
anyone,
to Kelleher, bro, that's craziness. I'm a Liverpool fan, bro. I'm not like. Of course, I like Diaz, bro. He's my guy, bro. But like, it wasn't because it was Diaz. I just brought up the point that like he just come back, but that happens to anyone, bro. Like, what are we doing here, bro? Is this what we do with the fan base? We support certain players and not the team, bro. I don't do that, bro. That's not.
We spoke backstage, and I said to you, even from the first initial thing, I thought it was just a foul. I didn't see that it was dangerous or nothing like that because that's what I said to you. I thought it was a foul. When I watched it on the replay,
play acting in it because I was like, "What's he doing?"
And I was like, "Bro, get up, man. I know. Look, it's a strong tackle. Get up, bro. Man probably just stepped on your toe." You see, when I saw the replay, and I was like, "Hold on a minute. So this ain't getting checked by VAR or the referee."
Bro,
did we even get a foul for it?
I'm just looking at I was looking at my TV like, what the fuck is going on here, bro? Like,
bro, we didn't even get a foul for it. I'm pretty sure because apparently you got a touch on the ball. I'm like, okay, cool. So did Jota get a touch of the ball or did Skip? You know what I mean? I don't know,
because I'm not even one of them guys there. I don't want people sent off for something that they didn't do. I'm not that guy, but I don't care what team it is. Even if I'm playing against Man U, bro, I don't want man just sent off for this because it's football at the end of the day, bro. But I'm just like, we're making up all these rules for stuff like, if his foot was on the floor and he wasn't, I don't care. You know how many times I've seen somebody touch the ball and still get sent off? In fact, I've seen instances. Who got sent off last week, bro? Somebody done a tackle and they got most of the ball, bro. But the follow through was so bad that man got sent off. I think someone's foot was in the ground, bro. I'm like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, it's dangerous, bro. He could have definitely broken his ankle there. Like, he could 100%. Because where he stepped in his ankle isn't where your ankle need to be bending, innit? So when he's rolling around and you was like, he needs to get up. He's looking silly now. And I'm like, bro, he only probably stepped on your toe, bro. Calm down, bro. Let's get up and get on with the game. I was more worried, like, how come the referee didn't give a foul? But when I watch a replay, I'm like, bro.
That's the thing. The one thing we can be honest about is Skip getting kicked in the face didn't make Lucas Moura pass the ball to Jota, bro. And Diaz getting his ankle stomped on didn't make Richarlison score the goal. So they had nothing to do with each other. So the fact that that's the biggest talking point means that you were stinky, bro. Tottenham was stinky most of the game. Liverpool was stinky for a big portion of the game, but we won. It is what it is, bro. Because when it comes to the actual goals, there was no cheating on both teams, bro. It just happened. There were goals in it, and I'll take that. But I'm not.
And then also, you said we were stinky as well. I'll change that to complacent, bro. Because we scored 3 goals, bro. And we was like, what do we now do? Do we defend? Do we attack? Do we go and look for more goals? Do we just keep doing what we do? Like, they went into a mode where even I noticed after the third goal, I was like, these men have slowed the tempo too slow, man. We need to just be at these, man. Keep doing the same thing. There's penetrative passes. We stopped doing it. We just kind of just went backwards. It was like, oh, nah, give it back to Verge. Verge, go back to the goalkeeper. Go out. What? Nah, man.
Yeah.
And that's why
we're gonna have to
were
explain what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
in the face versus kicking the ankle.
Because there ain't no kicking the face versus kicking the ankle, bro. Red cards are red cards, bro. Like, let's be honest. 98% of red cards ain't kicks to the face. So what you're saying that over red, it doesn't. I'm not comparing them. They're just both red cards. They are just both red cards.
It needs to have context to it as well, because, for instance, let's go back to the one against Edison against Mane. with Mane. Okay, that one I never thought it was, because I'm like, the goalkeeper come out of his box, a man's trying to bring the ball at the end. You come with a diving header, so you come out of your own box to go and put yourself into harm, knowing full well you can't use your hands, and you can only use maybe your head or your feet, and you decided to go and do a diving header, and a man kicks your face off because he's trying to bring the ball down.
Yeah.
You send the player off a dangerous play, but you put yourself in that predicament. Jota has got his eye on the ball, trying to bring the ball out the sky, and you decided to go, do you know what? I'm going to put my head where his boot
is.
Definitely
a 50-50 ball win as well. It's not like Skip had control of the ball. The ball's in the middle of both of them, bro, so it's fair to go for. But like I said, I'm not whinging on it. Like, if Jota had got sent off for it, I would have held it, especially when, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. Okay, what we're saying here, Son versus Gomez in what? Son versus Gomez in Spurs versus Everton.
And Son twisted man's foot and got his red card. Oh, you're talking about the one when Son got sent off against Everton when he put that tackle on Gomez. Remember? I think he broke his ankle.
But I have to say, I don't care, because we're not talking about that game. Like, we're talking, I don't get it. Like, we know that ref is inconsistent. We know that. But we're talking about within this game, bro, with this referee. And I thought both, if you're going to give a red card, they're both are red cards, bro. And I think what you said, I think he knows that he should have done it. And that's why he never done the thing for Jota.
Yeah, I think he understood. Yeah, he weighed it up, and because look, and you have to say that's good. You have to give him praise for that decision, because any other referee would have just done the emotional thing. The fans are up in uproar. Send him off because his foot is high. No, he looked at the play because he's clearly watching the game. Most of the fan base or most man ain't watching the game clearly to say that the referee's gone. Nah, he's looking at the ball. He's trying to bring the ball down, and he's put his head there. I have to give him a card because it's dangerous. His foot is high. But at the same time, I have to understand and apply logic, and I have to apply a bit of sense and common sense, because most people don't have it, and go, do you know what? It was a 50-50, but to be fair, he hasn't looked at the man, so he's not trying to intentionally hurt him. I could give him a red, but it makes no sense.
Yeah.
So he's kind of done really well there. The Skip one, he could have easily gone, no, that's a red card, dangerous play. VAR would have checked and said, you made a mistake there. Skip got nothing, nearly broke a man's ankle. To be fair, if he broke his ankle in the game, Skip wouldn't have got a yellow card, and it was never a free kick. So we would have lost Diaz to nothing. We could have just lost Diaz for no reason.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Look, man, bit of common sense and logic needs to apply. That's all I'm
saying.
Big
up everyone in the chat. Next one at Demo Vic. Big up Redbird. Demo said both are a red. Let's talk about CJ's masterclass. Well, En's got player rating show later on, man, so we can go in depth on CJ there. But what I will say is, for me, he was the best player on the pitch on both teams, bro. I think he was cold. Not to mention that I think that some of our other players were cold as well. But I thought that was his best game since he's been back, bro. And big up to him for that, innit? But we definitely will cover that later on a lot more.
Yeah, 100%.
The race for the top 4, top 3. I don't even know what it's a race for anymore, bro. I just know that the teams are in there. But Man U and Newcastle both got their wins. I was skipping between all the games, but Man U. I don't know what it is with Villa, man. Villa looked a bit. I don't know. It felt like they didn't want to go for it, and if they did, I think they would have won, because Man U look a bit shaky. And then Newcastle just looked like Newcastle, bro. Like, it's like people score against Newcastle and they don't seem to care. And Callum Wilson's on next level smoke at the moment.
Dangerous place to be in,
on smoke, and bro, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous to have that many people confidence flying at the same time. So, but yeah, they both picked up the 3 points, which means it was important for us to win our game. And then the other side of the table. Oh yeah, Brighton on the day before won 6-0, so they ain't stopping either. They're smoking. Seen a few class goals there. They had the West Ham 4-3 game with Palace, which weren't good for West Ham, by the way, because a week ago everyone was saying that West Ham's definitely out of relegation on the safe, and then a week later they lose 2 games back to back, one against Liverpool, one against Palace. And then you get Brentford with their win over Nottingham, which means Nottingham's still down there as well, and Wolves. So, and then Bournemouth won 4-1. I don't know about this.
No, bro. Why are they slapping up everyone now, bro? Was it 5 the week before? Or am I going crazy?
I have to say, man, I picked Southampton, Everton, and who was the other team? Southampton, Everton, and Leeds, I think, to go down. I think they were the teams I picked to go down. And once we beat Bournemouth 9-0, I was like, yeah, they're stinky, bro. I don't know how they've managed to do this, bro. But it's a team effort. Big up to them, because if I check the table, Bournemouth are 13th, bro. I don't...
Couple of wins,
they're on the
bro.
same points as Chelsea. They're on the same points as Chelsea, bro.
Yeah, a couple of wins. That's what it will do. But in terms of, I'll bring it back just quickly into the Man United Aston Villa. So Man United Aston Villa game, I did catch some of it. Yeah. I'll watch the replay. So whatever that means, they obviously show you the good bits, some of the okay bits, but I think Villa weren't on it. And do you know what it is? They look like a team that they need more players to be very consistent, and I think they look very leggy against Man United. They didn't look like a team that was so used to like week in, week out, win, just keep grinding out result. They look like a team like, we've hit our max now. We need new players. We need some other man to come in and offer us a bit more as well. Man United, I think they're always that jammy team. Look, defensively, they're all right, to be fair. And even though they haven't got no defenders there, Lindelof is doing good. Luke Shaw has stepped into centre-back as well. He's done okay there as well. But overall, man, apart from that little jammy goal, Villa didn't play well enough to win. Man United didn't play well enough to win, but they scored the goal to win. So it was just one of those ones. And then you had the what was the other game you said? Newcastle game. Bro, you're right in terms of, look, it's scary that they're in such a place. You know, when you're in your happy place, bro, these men are in a happy place. It doesn't matter what happens in the game. It doesn't matter the situation. Bro, even against us when they went down to 10 men, they actually played better with 10 men.
Yeah.
So in this game, bro, they went 1-0 down. You're like, okay. When I saw that, I was like, it was a good goal. But at the same time, it's Newcastle, bro. They've got enough man on the bench. They've got enough man in the starting lineup. Every one of their players staying fit through the crucial part of the season. And every one of them looks happy, bro. When they step on the pitch, there's that aura, that presence that, like, I'm going to go and score a goal today. And then they're all smiling, bro. Like, they're taking the piss, bro. And people, it's scary because they're doing it with, you'd say, a mediocre, averagey team with a few sprints.
Yeah. I agree with that, bro.
When they add, bro, they add some top players in that team.
They've got the perfect blend at the moment that when you bring in new players, you can just like pick out one, put the new one in, put the other one on the bench, and take your time with it, man. I think most of the season their defense has been solid with Shaw and Botman. They look decent, man, and like it really don't phase them you scoring past them at all, bruv. And their fans are on it. The bottom of the table, today's a massive game. I don't know if anyone's watching the game tonight. It's Everton versus Leicester. It's huge, bruv, because both of them, it's 18th and 19th. If whoever wins comes out the relegation zone because Nottingham lost.
Even if you draw as well.
Yeah, so basically, West Ham is the team what's a little bit, you know what I mean? They're 15th. But after that, you got Leeds and Nottingham both on 30 points. And then you got Leicester and Everton, one on 29 and one on 28. So, yeah, a draw takes Leicester out just because of goal difference. But a win takes them to 16th. So it's a big game, man. It's almost a 6-pointer for them. And then going forward, the rest of the week's got pretty much the same kind of games affecting all of the table, man. It's interesting because I think everyone's expecting Man City to beat West Ham. And if that happens and these lot win, then they drop down as well. Nottingham's a weird one because they feel like they've been playing pretty well and picking up victories, but then one loss always drops them back down. So, yeah, mad season, bro. Like I said, man, it feels like there's no mid-table. Just feels like there's the top part and the bottom part, and the gap in the middle usually separated where there's always like 3 or 4 teams that are definitely safe from relegation, but they can't get enough points. Normally, I think the last couple of seasons, apart from last season, was like Wolves and Leicester, where it got to like 7th and 6th, and then after that they can't go down at all. This season is like, as I said, Chelsea, Fulham's 5 points ahead of Chelsea, and they're Fulham's 10th and they're 5 points ahead of Chelsea, bro. And Chelsea are only up on the same amount of points as Bournemouth. I don't even know how that's gonna go.
I'm just glad that we've taken ourselves out of that bottom side of the table race, because bro, it looked shaky. Because at one point, I remember Zubiri saying, and I remember you saying, "Bro, we're like 6 points off of the relegation." I'm like, "Bro, no, get us out of there." So I'm glad now we've pushed ourselves into a position with the 4 back-to-back wins, into a position where we're like, okay, cool, we could probably go and try and get top 4. It's not in our hands. And do you know what? I think the reaction yesterday, because obviously we spoke backstage, don't want to go into it too much in details because we'll go into it on the show.
Yeah.
I think the reason why so many people, the reaction that they had over the result is because we still feel like we can get top 4.
Yeah, but people ain't been
If
honest.
we didn't think top 4 was on, yeah. If top 4, if they just came to the agreement, top 4 isn't really on, because I don't see Newcastle dropping points and I don't see Man United dropping points. We came to the realization maybe, the reactions of yesterday wouldn't have been as deep as it is. We would have been like, we just got the 3 points, great. Because I think that's where we're at, but obviously we can't account for everyone else.
Yeah, I don't want to either, because some of our fan base is some of our fan base has Parkinson's, bro. Bare shaking that's going on, bro. But yeah, man. Hey, let's get into the news. Yeah, man. Not too much in the news. Brighton closing on a deal with Brazilian striker João Pedro from Watford, which could be good for them. Not to mention they've got, what's my man's name? Who's normally on the bench? Ferguson.
Ferguson.
Yeah, so they're very smart, man. Obviously, we already spoke about Haaland breaking all the records and he's on 50 goals for the season. The thing is, like, the only person ahead of him now for like this many goals in the Prem or in the English league is Dixie Dean, bruv. That's just right off Dixie Dean's record, bruv. It was before the World War, bruv. I'm not even trying to see that, bruv.
Nah, do you know what it is sometimes? Okay, you see what happens
1927, bruv.
Nah, so you know how it is, Savage, man. You get a promotion, and then a man tell you, oh well, the guy that did it in 1600 did it quicker than you did. Bro, I'm at the highest level in it. I scored 50 goals. Shut up, man. Leave me alone. But now, man, they're always going to be that guy, bro. When did they draw this man out of the woodwork? Because I've not seen this guy in any other stats. So all of a sudden he's on stats now. What happened, bro?
Bro, I don't know, man. But like, I think Dixie Dean's record is 63, bro, and Haaland's like 13 behind. I'm like, bro, nah, man. Did the goalkeepers didn't have gloves before the war?
They didn't have gloves, bro.
And man played
with pig's bladder, where, bro, that hit you. It was long.
Yeah, man. And like, that's when you used to get subbed off, but man was just sitting behind the goal on the board, just smoking cigarettes, bro. Like,
yeah, and then run back
come
on.
Come on, man. You just fucking
run back on and just bang another couple of goals. Muddy pitches, defenders weren't defending, the fitness weren't fitnessing. Like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah, man, because Haaland's gonna go and score. He's gonna go and score 2 hat tricks and still not make it now. What kind of foolishness is this, man?
What man should say? Imagine putting Haaland into those decades, bro. What are you saying? 200 goals a season?
I know, it was crazy, bro.
200 goals, defenders can't run, bro. Man just running. Big up.
I think the only thing is what I say yesterday, Napoli. Oh yeah, watch some of that game. Me and my son watched the thingy game the day before, Roma versus who did they play? Who did they play? Roma, Inter. Was it Inter? Where was it? I think it was one of them teams. But they threw, bruv. Basically, what happened in the Liverpool Tottenham game happened in that game as well, bruv. They scored the winner, and then it was AC Milan actually. Yeah, because it was yes. So basically, Abraham scored. There was they were in there added on time, bruv. And bruv, they went crazy, bruv. Big up to the Roma fans still, mad passion and that. They went crazy. Marino just done the straight face thing and that, like, it is what it is. 1-0. They kick off, bruv, and Salamaker goes up the other side of the pitch and scores, bruv. and it finishes 1-1. Now, bear in mind, both of these teams are on the exact same points, bro, and they're going for Champions League football. And obviously, Juve, their case got cleared, so now they went from like low in the table and went straight back to third. Yeah, so, bro, listen, it's funny, because you don't want to be on that side where you score and then someone goes to score straight after when there's not much of the game left. But what reminded me yesterday, I don't know if you remember this. I know Spurs were on the wrong side of it yesterday. Do you remember when that happened to us against Spurs?
Yeah.
And Salah scored that bad boy goal, and then Kane went up the other side and scored. It was 2-2.
And it was never a penalty as well, bro. Man just threw himself over in the box. What was that waste man's name? He's now left in it. Oh, what's his name, bro? He scored that mad goal against Arsenal. The reverse.
Oh, Lamella.
He was the one who got touched in the box and then threw himself to the ground, and the referee gave them a penalty.
I remember that because I went absolutely crazy when we scored, bro. I was like, my God, I can't. Because the way Salah sat man down for them, bruv, and then he scored from that mad angle, bruv. Yeah, man. But that's what happened in that Italian game, and I was like, bro, you know what I mean? Obviously, in terms of their league, that's Napoli, isn't it? But they were supposed to win yesterday, and then it's sealed up completely. Then 100% would have picked it. That's put it on hold for another week because they drew, which keeps happening now. All of a sudden, now they know they're going to win. They keep drawing, bro. So one more week. I think if whoever second loses or draws, they win anyway. But if they win the league, and fair play to them. They've punched up this Italian league this season. So it's a bit of a crazy one, man. Yeah, man.
It's a tough place to be in, bro, because you're in that mode where 3 points gives you the title, but you get so excited, bro. You're like, we need the 3 points, and you just become complacent, bro.
And everything you play against they don't want you lifting the trophy at their stadium, bro. So there was like, I remember. Do you remember when Man City had it sewn up, and then they had Man U in the derby, and then Pogba said, "Nah, bruv," and he come on and scored 2.
Not at Old
Trafford. Like you're not lifting it at Old Trafford, bruv. So yeah, because I remember when we had when Man City didn't want to give us the Guard of Honor and that, bruv. So
disrespect.
Craziness, man.
That's one of my proudest moments ever, to see them give us a Guard of Honor.
Oh, bruv, bruv. The look on their face was priceless, bruv. And that's just why I know that I never want to be in that position, bruv. I can't do. I'll leave the stadium, bruv. Once the game's done, I'm leaving. I'm not watching them do that, bruv. That's where innit? That's where the hate from Bernardo Silva came from, innit?
Yeah. It was in the previous games as well. Player acting, giving away giving away fouls, and the referee weren't. And then certain comments he would make in social media, and then that topped it off when he was just like, Bundy's, man.
Yeah, crazy, man. Let's get it, man. Goal of the week, man. Well, listen, there's no video clip this week because YouTube banned the last 2 videos, bruv. I'm talking about blocked to the point that I can't even press play on it, bruv. So yeah, they said, hold on a minute, this geezer thinks he's slick, bruv, bruv. So all right, man, big old YouTube, do your thing. But we can still pick the game. I think everyone saw the games and saw the goals this week and stuff like that. There was midweek games as well, so we can go from Monday last week, because I think our last show was on Monday. So we'll go from Monday last week to this weekend as well. So you guys just throw in the chat who you think the goal of the weekend was, and then I'll just count up the votes and we'll pick from there. I already know whose ends is. You can explain the one that you think's goal of the week.
Bro, I appreciate it, man. Listen, I know I'm seeing people going for Alvarez, it was a cold goal. Don't get me wrong, but we have to give it to. And look, Murphy scored the goal and it was a tap in, but we have to give it to Newcastle, bro. That goal because of Isaac, bro. Man, run through the whole team. Was doing up the FIFA street thing down the right-hand side and left-hand side, and then run past 2 man in the box, skip past the goalkeeper, dinked over a defender, and then man just tapped it in. Like, the goal was so cold, man. Honestly, I knew the kid was good. I knew he was great, but this kid is, man, he's different levels, man. And the better he gets with better players around him, he is going to be a problem. But I didn't know the man had the Cristiano Ronaldo skill sets. I knew he had skills, but
I can't lie, bro. You'd made a perfect point then. clearly playing with better players makes him better because I've watched this guy for time, bruv, and I didn't know he had that techers on, bruv. Not to mention, he did it again. Bro. He done it again, bruv. That was in the game in the midweek and that, and in yesterday's game against Southampton, he done it again, but I think somebody missed the chance in the end. No, actually, no, we didn't miss the chance. No, we did it again, and Wilson scored yesterday. Wilson scored 2 yesterday. One was a banger, and the other one was like a tap-in. But he done the twinkle toes thing, and then man, this is cold.
Yeah,
cold.
Look, obviously he wasn't the one that scored it, so probably I'm cheating here, but it was mad. Bro, all the Drakes. If I was on the opposition team and he did that, bro, nah, man, you have to kind of trip. After you just clip him. They scored, just clip him, bro.
That kind of thing is where you need Milner in your squad, bro, because he ain't having that, bro. Take him out.
Yeah, someone would have. Milner would have chopped him long time, bro. After he skipped past 2, get on the floor.
Yeah, man. Okay, we'll see who's everyone gone for in here. I think there's one for Alvarez. Actually, no. Well, Demo did pick Alvarez, and then he said he's picking Jones. So the cross from Trent was cold, and the finish was cold as well, man.
Yeah.
Isak, next someone's got Isak as well. Few. Undav's goal versus Wolves. That's the chip.
Yeah, his goal was, bro. He took the piss.
I think Isak's gonna win here, but I'm gonna go for Pascal Gross. Top bins.
Okay.
It's just because if he hits it first time, fair enough, bro. But the fact that he set himself up, bro, he come across, chip up, bang, top bins. I'm gonna go for that one still, but I only went for that because Isak already won, bro. But yeah, Isak gets that, man. And to be fair, I kind of glad that Alvarez got voted out because even though his goal was cold, bro, De Bruyne got it last week for goal of the week as well, bro. So can't keep you Man City. But I tell you what, man. I tell you what's underrated about Alvarez's goal: the skill he did before, bro. Man sent the geezer bro.
Hey, ball master at his finest, bro. Little drag back, shift out the feet. Hey, man, call that the V turn. Yeah, you don't know about it, know about it, bro. Little chop and push. Yeah, mad, bro. The man nearly broke his spine. Did you see who was it? He put the brakes on, bro.
Oh, bro, he sent, man, bro. I think it was what's my man's name? The USA Don, the one with the blonde hair. You know what about anything.
Fine, bro.
Yeah. So, Demo says Lerman's goal deserves a shout. Yeah, great goal. Also, Wilson's other goal, the top bins one.
Yeah.
Yeah, great goals this weekend and all week, to be honest, bro. Can't even lie, bro. So, big up to them, man. But yeah, man, listen. All right, man. Stinker of the week, bro. Now, everyone, drop your stinker in the chat, man. It can be anything. I'm going to give it to Richarlison. Because people have to peep here that when Klopp was arguing, was shouting at Four Fishing on the side, bro. After Richarlison, I know most people never saw this in it. I saw it on the replay. Watch Richarlison's face. He's laughing at Klopp, bro. He's just creasing at him, bro. So I'm just like, okay, you want to keep creasing because basically Richarlison scored. He's put his top back on. Klopp screwing because obviously the foul on Salah is the reason why they went up the pitch. And Richarlison in the background of that picture is creasing, bro. So not to mention he done the stupid duck celebration with Son. Also, you do know, like, I'm not trying to take the piss at him, and even if our players done it, you made it back to draw in it. The game that he's getting punched up in. If I'm a Tottenham fan, I'm saying, big man, what are you dancing for, bro? You finished the game.
Yeah. Let's get back. Let's go and try and win
the
the game.
Ball and get back to the centre circle, bro, about you dancing. So, since he done the pigeon thing, then laughed at Klopp, and then Jota scored, and then the camera went back on his face, and he looked bemused. Bruv, how about your first goal of the Premier League season doesn't mean anything now? Richarlison gets stinker of the week for me. Guys, let me know in the chat. What are you saying?
It's a tough one still. I want to give it to Klopp, but I know the stinker of the week is meant to be a bad thing. But him busting his hamstring, bro, was the funniest shit I've seen. Bro, he got the sniper. You know when the sniper holds you, bro? Klopp man went off, arms throwing, and then just pulled up and held the hamstring. I was like, no,
bro. because Klopp's a religious man, yeah. When they spoke to him after the game and he's like, yeah, listen, I shouldn't have run up to the fourth official like that, but I let you guys know I never said any words to him. But I got it's like I got my punishment straight away because I pulled my hamstring. Yeah. But people have to firm you that he did the thing like he was in pain, but then the game wasn't over in it. And he just firmed it, bruv. He just stood there. He firmed it, then went up to the Liverpool fans, did the fist pump thing, give everyone a hug still. I'm like, I was expecting to see, like, the game's over, Klopp's gone, and Pep Linders has to come out and do all the interviews. Bruv.
Hey, bro, man gave us the word, man said the abductor went. And, like, bro, just say your hamstring, Klopp, bro. We know.
Bro,
gave us the
killed me, bro, because I made a joke earlier in the season, and obviously I'm not as harsh as everybody else. I know everyone's like, oh, something wrong with my medical team and that, bro. I'm not about to tell like seasoned professionals that they're not doing their job properly in it. There's just something in it. I don't know what it is. I can't make stuff up. But I remember making the joke when we kept getting injuries. I said, Klopp will be injured next. And the fact that in a season when man kept joking about having no doctor and that.
Oh my days. No.
Yo, that shit's killed me, man. That shit has killed me, bro. Fucking hell, bro. Let's see what's this is it. And it's a stinker of the week. The officials VAR at Liverpool Tottenham game shite. Yeah. The officiating is rubbish, man. Yeah, must be the pigeon. Yeah. Lucas Moura that pass, bruv. Lucas Moura went, bruv. I've never seen a man go into instant depression that quick in my life, bruv. I'm talking about, bruv. Because you know when your players are doing that thing. Obviously, Kane's the captain, so he's trying to do the hand on the shoulder. Don't worry about it. Nah, bruv. Kane was pissed, bruv, and so was Ryan Mason was pissed, bruv.
Yeah, they're dickheads because they asked him in the interview. He's like, "Oh well, we're not going to call out players." No, but here, okay.
I dropped with the gaming celebration.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like Savage, I get it was a mad pass here, but bro, he still had a lot to do. Man was going on like he just gave him the ball in front of goal and he had a lot in the back of the net.
Yeah, he did.
Jota on the left, bro. His finishing ability is underrated. Yeah, Bun, you man that said we should have sold him as well, man. I'm gonna keep Bun, all of you.
All
we should have sold Jota.
Yeah, you're lucky I don't have the time to go back through the footage, bro. Otherwise, I'll cook you, man, bro. Vic said, stink of the week, the fans that left Anfield. Yeah, listen, I'm not trying to tell man how to be fans and that, but all I'm saying is I don't rate any Liverpool fans leaving stadiums. I just don't rate it, bro. I don't rate it, bro. Because I know that there's a point where, like, I know some people are, I'm not used to Liverpool getting cooked up like 6-1s and all that and all that. So I can say, oh yeah, I don't know how I feel. Listen, I pay my ticket to support my team, not to get what I want, to support my team, innit? These man just leaving early, bro. Weird, bro. But hey, that's your problem.
The occasion as well, bro. It's the occasion. You pay your money for the day out to go and enjoy a good game of football, win or lose or draw. And also the environment to get to go and see the players that you go and support on a week in, week out, just to see how well they play good. You know what I mean? Can I get a game? How the manager does his tactics on the side. You know what I mean? And then the day out after, where you get to talk to other fan base that you probably the other side of the fans that you normally wouldn't get to know or get to meet. And the fact that these managers leaving games early. Look, if you're 3-0 down in the first 15 minutes, bro, and you're like, I traveled 4 hours, Savage, bro. Maybe sometimes you just have to take the L, bro, and take the trip back.
Bro. I don't know. Because I think there was I think Anna will have to let me know, but I'm pretty sure they said that they were refunded, man, for the Newcastle game, innit?
Oh no, they did.
That's crazy, bro. Listen,
the club.
I don't know what to say here, bro, because if it happened to me, but well done for getting your money back, but I kind of don't agree with it, to be honest, bro. Because you almost hit the rough with the smooth as a football fan, innit? You know that shit's not going to go your way all the time, and I think you get into the point where man are refunding fucking tickets and that, bro. You pay, like, it's not, you paid knowing that there's always a chance your team can lose, innit? So you're paying for the day out, bro. It's like I pay a cinema ticket knowing that the movie can be shit, bro. So if I choose to walk out or not, is what it is. I'm not asking the man for my money back in the cinemas because it's a shambles, but I don't know. But that's their club anyway, man. Obviously, Daniel Levy's on a mad one still. I don't know, man. But
yeah,
and then we'll get out of here, man.
Yeah, check your. Check your WhatsApp.
Yeah, I know what it is. I just saw It's the pigeon feeding thing, and this shit killed me yesterday.
Take a moment of silence, bro. For Jota, the pigeon feeder. It's out there just sprinkling crumbs.
Yeah, man.
Dickhead.
Killer, man. Killer, man. Let me say. I understand fans leaving 3-0 down in 50 minutes after cooking 5 in 21 weeks before. I just they're refunding the fans, not the club. I'll tell you what. I would say it would be more understandable if you leave and never come back. I'll rate you then, because that's what people do if they go to like restaurants and that, and food's bad. I'm leaving. I ain't coming back to this restaurant, bro. The service.
Man said, I left a bit on the plate. I might as well go back and finish.
Yeah, but to leave and come back the week after, you're like an idiot, bro. Like, unless you got a season ticket, then you can afford to do that, bro. But for the people that are just buying individual tickets and that, first of all, we know how hard it is to get tickets. Second of all, you almost look like them Liverpool fans who said we should sell Jota and then celebrate his goal the week after. I'm just saying.
Bro, celebrate his goal every week he scored, bro. Yeah, every week he scored. Every week he scored. Man, them are on there going, oh, he's a 7. Oh, he was an 8. Oh, he's a 9. Nah. You said to sell him, innit? Don't give him high ratings. Dickheads,
in 5 minutes the game time. Yeah, Mora's on his way out, man. That's why, bro. I think if man's on his way out and looking depressed all the time, probably best not to play him anymore. Pay him his money.
Hannah, from my point of view, looking in, I think you guys have disrespected him still, because he's a very good player, and then you guys just thought, oh no, we're better than him. You thought you was better than Poch, and look, listen, you're gonna have to just suffer, man. It is what it is. You guys thought you was better than these man.
I think Lucas Moura has been plotting the downfall since the Champions League final, bro. Because he got you there, and then they didn't play him. He played Kane, and I'm telling you, bro.
Bruv.
Listen, I'm not a Tottenham fan, bruv, and I wanted Ajax to win that game, but
same.
You see the emotion that went through Moura. You see the emotion on Moura's face, bruv. As a football fan, I just have to go, nah, you know what? I get it, man, because he's emotional, even with his family and stuff like that. And then you're looking forward to the Liverpool game, and then they're like, yeah, Kane's injured and that, but he's playing. All right, bruv. Well, guess what? I'm gonna plot your downfall from this day on, bruv.
And that was the reason why they lost that game as well.
I was.
He would have caused us a hell of a lot more problems. Kane offered nothing in that game. He would have caused us so much because at that point he was doing that Jota thing, bro. He was the smallest man on the pitch, but out jumping everyone.
Yo, this comment's wild. Nah, it's bad enough when your team's bad on the field, but when the structure of your club's it's a weird one for Tottenham as well, because they've got like world-class training facilities, world-class stadium now. And then let's be honest, man, you should have just kept Poch, bro. Let's be honest, bro. It's not like you had a whole bad season, bro. You just should have kept him, man. But hey, you disrespect him, bro. As N said, you got to hold that, bro. I know that you fans, not all of you did, but a lot of you did, bro. A lot of you, there's this false thing in it where like you finally got to a Champions League final and that you already went through finishing second, and then it's like we're better than him. You're not. It's not even disrespectful, bro. I'll be 100% honest, bro. I can't say Tottenham fans as such, really, because I don't really know as many Tottenham fans than that, unless the mouthy ones online. Tottenham remind me of England, bro.
Yeah, they do.
Don't you think that England, most of the time, every tournament, think that they're better than they are? Like, we just go in there with this arrogance, like we've won bare trophies, and all the other teams, like, bro, all the other teams are looking at us like, big man, you ain't won anything since '66, bro.
That's because it stems from the players that we have in the squad, and we keep picking the same players. And where with the other countries, they're picking players not even in the top teams. They're picking players outside the top teams, relegation teams in their league. But these players are so quality, they make the team. We have superstars, but we only pick him from the top teams. We got other players like Ivan Toney. Why don't we play him over Kane? Like, Kane is not a bad player, and this is a problem with Tottenham as well, because they're so vocal through one player. You're never going to be as good. You need to get rid of Kane. Like, they all go on like Kane is an end-all build. Like, we saw that in Suarez. We saw that when we had Owen Fowler. When we had to sell Torres. When Gerrard left, we was like, we can't go in. Xabi Alonso left. Mascherano left. Carragher, if you want to say, when he left. Reina, when he was our best goalkeeper at the time. When these players left, we thought it can't get any better because we've lost one of our top players. No, it does get better because then you start building an actual squad instead of a one-man army. Bro, if it doesn't go through Kane, and you can see it by the way he plays, he has to be on everything. He has to be involved in the build-up, or he has to be at the end of everything. No, take him out the team.
Man U game, the same thing. Yeah, Man U game, same thing, bro. They weren't coming back in that game without Kane. He was amazing in that game, but then everyone else steps off and lets him do everything, bro. Even like when I see Tottenham get free kicks, for the life of me, no one can tell me why Kane stands over the free kick here.
Get in the fucking box,
he scored 2 free. Bro, this man scored 2 free kicks in 5 years, bro. I don't understand, bro.
He scored a free kick.
Nah, he did. There was a deflected one against Man U. I remember he done the the way Ronaldo shoots with the laces and that, bro. He did that and it went in, bro. And then when it showed the replay, it took a deflection. And I'm telling you, bro, he scored 2 free kicks in about 5 years, bro. But for some reason, they let him stand over the free kick still. And I'm just like,
he's one of like the best headers of the football in the team, bro. So why aren't you in the box for set pieces?
I have no idea, bro. But every time he stands over a free kick for England, I'm just like, I don't understand.
Yeah, get him off, man. Get him off. This is what happens, bro, when you build a team around one player. And
I was thinking after the game yesterday, I was literally thinking what you're saying. I was like, yo, because the way you just said about Finger being disrespected more, they do the same thing about Son all of a sudden. And I'm just man can go through bad moments and that, but he's still, bro, you see what Son can do. And I'm just like, if you lose them two, and listen to me, it's very possible that this summer both of them might not be there, innit? It's very possible, bro. Especially Kane. You put all this pressure on him now, and you're doing this thing like, I'll give him a statue and all that so he stays. Bruv, I'm like, you might have to start from rock bottom, and I'm talking about you might have to start from worse off than Arsenal had to start off from. And it might not, and now that Newcastle and that stepped up and Brighton and that, it might not be as easy because you take Kane and Son out of the team. They've got good players, but they don't feel like a team in it. So,
but that's because Savage have never really. If you look at when they start, it's like us with Mo Salah, right?
Yeah,
we've never gone out and buy someone that's going to compete with him because we know as soon as we do that, we might end up losing him. So they've never gone out and tried to get someone to replace him, even though we know we need someone to kind of let him know that, bro, you're just not gonna just be playing first team all the time. They haven't done that with Kane, and when they've done it with Kane, they bought these mediocre strikers that you know for a fact ain't gonna start up front. You know they're not gonna. If Kane is fit, they're not gonna start. So they need to go and buy players to go. Kane, no, bro. We need some goals. If you want to be this false 19, go in attacking mid. Go as a second striker. But we need someone up front as a vocal point. That's gonna cause problems. We don't need you, at left back or near post winning headers, and then we don't have no forwards, bro. And then relying on Son with his speed all the time. No. You got to build a squad. And look, we've similar done that now with your Trent because we moved him into a situation. But while we've done that, we've done it to a point where we're going to get the best out of the team, not just him.
Yeah, the team.
Obviously, we need to get the best out of him.
He said it himself. They kept asking him about the new position. He said it's not just a new position for me; it's a new position for everyone, and he's getting the best out of the team. And I like the fact he said it, bro, because you can get a bit too like, Trent this, Trent that. I'm like, of course he's he's always been the creative guy in our team. He's not new, but he is right, man. People have to change the way they play. Then someone said Arsenal just wasting a place in the Champions League. We all know they'll go out in the group stages and play in the real competition. You know what? It's a weird one with Arsenal because depending on who they get in the group stage and stuff like that, I think they might go through next season where they beat up a few of the big teams, but still not. But when it gets to like knockouts and that, I think the experience will show because obviously Europa League, it's easy. They did stink in this season, but let's be honest, they don't play their full team in the Europa League because they didn't take it as serious. Whereas in the Champions League, they're going to play. But I agree with the fact that
you have to.
They have to, and then it does make a difference. So I was trying to say this to people this season when everyone kept going, well, it's all right, Arsenal winning games now, but when it gets to the Europa League, you're going to struggle. I was like, why would they? They don't play their full team in the Europa League.
Rest the main guys,
But next season they're going to have to play them. So interesting.
Then we'll see the
winning, no Champions League. Yes, he's got to go. That about Arteta, I think.
Yeah, that was about Arteta. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Arteta had been hired as a project manager as long as the board believe still in that project. Then he stays.
He'll stay.
Yeah, I mean the problem in football now is, and I'm not saying you're wrong or right, but how long is a project now? How long do you get given in football? Because the cronk is seemed like when I watched the documentary, everyone seems like they're on board. Him, Edu, Josh Kroenke, the kid, the young one. But we know that like they always seem like that to your face until they just decide that, hey, money's more important. I ain't trying to hear what you got to say, bro. You know what I mean? And we know that because how many times has Abramovich been friends with the manager and then he just sacks them? So
yeah, man said, no, we're cool. And then the next day he's gone. You're like, hold on a minute, bro. You told me you was safe.
Because if all of a sudden, man, like Zidane also wants to want a job, bro. Then all of a sudden, Arsenal's playing shaky. They're like, you know what, bro? It's been nice Arteta and that, bro. But
yeah, Zidane's available still. Have to get Zidane in.
Yeah, man. Portini gets away with abusing Klopp and appalling refereeing, and then Klopp gets punished. It's disgraceful. Yeah, I think I've said it too many times now that I went back on my idea of refs being mic'd up in the game because one, it changes the sport a little bit. Because obviously, when I watch NFL and that, bro, everyone in the stadium can hear what the ref's saying because he's got the headphone thing on. But that's NFL. In England, that will cause a referee to get punched up, bro. He might not make it home. Like honestly, because obviously the ref. Remember, you know what's gonna happen in the emotion of a game. You will hear that the ref just called like Salah a prick or something. You will hear it, bro. He's like, oh, they're saying it's a dive. The fans are going crazy. Yeah, this Salah, that prick again, diving. One day, someone's going to say that. Whereas while it's like this now, nobody can hear it because if anyone goes on YouTube and type in mic'd up ref Australian game, they did it 2 seasons ago. It actually sounded sick. You could hear everything, but that's Australia, isn't it? Where man's all happy and crikey, mate, and all that, bro. It's not happening. But I do believe that after the game, I know they have to write a ref's report, but if everyone's got deals with the manager has to come out and have an interview and players have to come out and have an interview, the ref either have to be in a press conference with the ref, the fourth official, and the VAR dons, all of them together. That way,
bro,
you know, the ref's not get cooked on his own. Because then the ref can just say, I never saw it. And then the VAR guys goes, yeah, we agree. Because there was another part in the game where as soon as I tried to agree with it, listen, as soon as I know you left Sky Sports and that, but shut up, man. When he was trying to say that Konate fouled Richarlison when held him and he fouled, and I was like, Konate does have hands on him, but Richarlison just dashed himself on the floor, innit? But obviously the ref on the field and in the VAR decided that it's not. So have a press conference after the game, bruv. Fuck it.
Oh, we know about hands round, man. We don't get none of those penalties. When
Exactly,
we seen Salah getting himself hugged,
we know about hands round, man. We saw, about to say we saw that in the last game. Bro.
I don't want to hear anyone tell me that's a penalty when I clearly see we didn't get none in previous games based on that. So I'm not here to listen to that nonsense. But yeah, listen, I think they need to be mic'd up, or as you said, they need to come out and talk after the game, because I feel like we're just in a situation where we're just allowing referees to get away with murder. And this is when my argument before, when I was like, I don't rate this league as well as everyone rates it, because it's all biased based on, man, they're telling me referees don't have bias. They do. You can clearly see it in games. They cost points. And the reason why the Premier League looks as exciting as it is because of dumb conversations about decisions. It's never we turn around and on a podcast go, oh, that was a great game of football, wasn't it? Oh, beautiful.
No, we never get to talk about it because there's always this bullshit. I agree. There's always
a storyline to change up the whole game. Like this one, the narrative they were trying to spin was Trent. It was like, no, it wasn't Trent's fault for none of these situations, bro. Like, he's been playing that in the last 4 games. None of you said about, oh, they left space there. No one said that. All of a sudden, you draw this up now for this game. Trying to create narratives, bro.
Nah, that's why I think that when the way Redknapp said that thing about he doesn't like it before the game, the way he said it though, it felt like, yo, this part's scripted. Like, I'm gonna say this so it builds something. So then, because the fact he said it, and then when the game started, Neville started talking about it, I'm like, but we just watched you do the last game and you didn't talk about it, bro. And we've done exactly the same thing. And as you said, West Ham broke us down even more than that through that wing. That's where Fingy and Ben Rahman that was running. So they pick and choose in that. Bailey says, does yesterday's game tell us we need a centre back, as Konate cannot keep having this pressure on him? We're playing 3 at the back. I just think I've been quite honest with Konate from the start. I've always said that because I don't really do the potential thing, but he just looks like he can be great. And he has everything about him. But at the moment, he's so young as a centre back that he's got that over enthusiasm to do everything. Which doesn't, because there was a part, I don't know if anyone noticed, there's a part yesterday we were winning and I think Tottenham took the ball off Salah on the edge of the area. And then they played it through. Harvey trapped back, and it was like between the box, the 18-yard, and the halfway line, and Konate just ran from the back to try and win it. I was like, what's he doing? Like he bypassed the midfield and ran there, and I was just like, if somebody plays a ball, this is fucked. And guess what? They didn't play a ball in that one, but when they scored their goal, and when Virgil slipped, it's the exact same ball I was on about. They played it through the exact same spot, and it was almost like if somebody picks up on it or a good manager picks up on it, they're going to be like, okay, it'll be hasty every now and again. And yesterday and the game against Nottingham, I don't want him to fall into the trap what Lovren did. Because as much as everyone trolls Lovren, I don't think he was a terrible defender. But you can drag Lovren into a fight in it very easy.
He was overzealous, innit?
Yeah,
he was overzealous and got excited too early in the games, and he was like,
there's time yesterday where Harvey was covering the right spot. He was in the right spot. Sometimes you can cover area and not dive in, and then the other team has to play the ball to the other side of the pitch because they got no joy. That's doing the right thing. But then while Harvey's doing it, Konate would just run out of nowhere and try slide man and that. And don't get me wrong, one of the tackles he did yesterday was golden, bruv. But there is a point where, like, look at the difference between the centre backs, bruv. Like, you shouldn't be on the floor as much as you are, bruv. But it doesn't mean he's shit. And I think I still rate him as much as I already did. He just has to learn. He has to learn, because if let's be honest, if he learns off Virgil and starts timing stuff perfect and doesn't be, then chances are he can end up being better than him because he's so young already.
Do you know? Look at the contrast from the West Ham game and this one. We look more composed at the back. And what was the reason? Joel Matip, bro. He's a lot more assured of himself defensively than Konate is. But Konate is 23 years of age, bro. Exactly, you get better as a defender with age. Yeah. You don't know everything at 23, just in general in life. So he's only going to improve. Like, he's got the time ahead of him to improve. Obviously, if he doesn't improve, then that's down to him. But he will improve because he has all the attributes to become one of the best centre-backs in the world. But we looked better against West Ham in terms of, like, on the transitional play because Joel Matip didn't do that overzealous press. No, he was strong in his tackle, but he was more, I'll let you go and challenge, but I'll win that second ball. If not, I'll go and win the first one based on my head.
Yeah, his football IQ's on point, Matip, bro. And that comes with experience. And Matip's way more experienced than Konate. How old's Matip now? 31? 32?
Yeah, 31, 32, yeah.
You look at the age difference.
He's been playing for years, bro.
He's nearly got a decade on him, bro. So, of course, like, it's one of them ones, man. I think he can learn. He's a really good player, man. And he's got all the attributes. Zabiri, this is the demo. I think this was about when I was talking about Curtis. How your boy had one shot in the game and you're acting like man can tie Foden's shoes. Hey, man, I'm not going to have this Curtis disrespect, bro. Foden's ahead of him.
Easy answer, bro. His job role isn't what Foden's job role is.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great answer.
No, there's an easy option, bro. He's not asked to go and do what Foden's asked to do. But he scored.
Maguire at the back, another one. Is this to Konate?
Maguire at the back, another one.
Come on, man. That can't be.
Next summer, his captain Subway changed his name still.
Yeah, no, I could tell because of the plane. Ever since Eriksen left, Kane been around free kicks until Dyer and Winks took over. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I know that Trent doesn't even score as much as he should, bro, but you can't have a man over your free kick who never scores free kicks, bro. That's the reason why every time Salah walks up to the free kick, I tell him to leave, bro. I remember when Sturridge started doing it towards the end. So I remember, like, it's like before Sturridge's last season. I was playing one game. I think I was playing against Chelsea, and he stood over the Sturridge. If you don't move out of here, bro,
just go and stand on the line. So if anything happens, bro, you're there for a rebound.
Yeah, bro.
Dickhead.
You can see in the free kick takers' faces well sometimes. They're looking at like their brethren, like, big man, what are you doing? It's like, nah, let me take it. No, bro.
Yeah, and you know what?
My players to fit the position, that's true, Anna. Carry on, bro.
No, just a quick one. You know, yesterday with that Diaz tackle, right? That would have been a nice free kick for Trent to take, you know.
It would have been perfect.
There's a good position to take a free kick there, but yeah, it could have been a goal. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, who knows? But, you know, we didn't get the decision. Apparently, man can just step in your whole ankle and,
your whole ankle, bro.
Yeah, not even a yellow card, nothing.
Man said, listen, Diaz, you don't deserve an ankle, so we're taking it. Demo said, can we check Chelsea's fixtures? Are they safe for real? They're safe because they're 10 points off.
Yeah, they're cool, man.
But I will tell you the fixtures if you want. They got.
I think they'll beat Arsenal, by the way.
Me too.
Just to throw that one in there.
They've got Arsenal, Bournemouth, Nottingham, Man City, Man U, Jesus Christ. The last 3 games are a bit lethal still. Who did that to them, bro?
Who's their last 3 games?
Man City, Man U, and Newcastle.
They got Man City, Man U, and Newcastle's Chelsea's last 3 games.
Yeah, and I can't lie, bro. That's all of them games are enough points. Yeah, all of them. I Dima, I'll change my mind because all them games are enough points to. That's the difference. But because I think they're going to beat Arsenal, I think they'll be fine. Because even Bournemouth ain't safe for them, bro.
I reckon Chelsea, bro. I'll be happy if Chelsea beat all those teams still.
Let me see. Hold on a minute, because Bournemouth. Oh yeah, you know what? Nah, Chelsea's safe, bro. They've got they're on 32 games at the moment, and Bournemouth and Wolves and West Ham and Leeds and Nottingham and Leicester and Everton have played more games than them. So there you have it, man. But they are some mad fixtures for the end still. That's that's crazy still. Big up, Anna. Refs get away with everything. Most protected species on earth. That's facts. With regards to England's, okay, my bad. He was talking about. He went on about Canate. He was on about the England squad.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice one, bro.
Why does Henderson stand around free kicks sometimes? He ain't doing shit. He's always. I don't know, bro, but he doesn't look like he's trying to take the free kick because he does that thing where he stands in front and moves out the way, innit? So
I think it's more.
Shielding.
I think it's more of the conversation and shielding of where.
I think it's shielding.
And it's just conversation. Maybe he's just saying, "Okay, let's run this one in, like we did in training. Let's just run this one." Instead of him shouting it to a man, and they go, "Oh, so you're gonna dink it to the back post and square it? All right, we'll set up differently."
Yeah, I can't lie. I think it might be that because he never takes them, and I always see him whispering something to somebody, and then he'll point somewhere. So that's smart to shield from the goalkeeper's vision and the centre back still, because all the goalkeeper has to do is see where your foot placement is to know where you're gonna go. Seeing Salah over free kick, sick. Good hell, man. And that's Salah over free kick. Now, but the thing is, I've seen Salah standing there to take it, bro. But if you're standing there not to take it, it's fine because then the goalkeeper doesn't know if you're going to do like a dummy or not, bro. But if you just there, another 5. Oh, you know what? You know when I just read out them fixtures, I forgot Lampard was their manager, bro.
Yeah, nah. Bro, I'm telling you, Lampard wants that win over. They'll get the win. I reckon they'll get the win.
I think they'll get the win. Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Remember I said it to you like 3 weeks ago that will be the game, the big game, what Lampard wins. But yeah, I forgot, man, because he's lost 5 in a row already, isn't it? Big up Stefano, bro.
Big up.
When Chelsea have a bad season, boy, it's bad. Remember last time? Yep. I remember, man. Yeah, big up, man. But hey, another great show. You see the name underneath Endsman there, Endsman TV. Run over there now. Put that in YouTube. Like and subscribe. Subscribe and then hit the like button for the video later. Player rating video. Is at 7? So 7 on it. 7 p.m.
Let me double check because I want to say yes, but I know it's probably a no.
Yeah. Big up Captain Sol. So I said turn at some point. Yeah, Chelsea is weird, bro. Weird team. Thing is, when I watched the last game, they had loads of chances, man. But I can't lie, bro. That lesbian needs to step up, bro. We can't just run around looking like that, bro, and do nothing, bro.
7 o'clock, yeah.
7 o'clock. All right, there you go, man. So everyone is on here now. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell on this channel, and then later on you'll be notified because I know a lot of you want to talk more about Liverpool. So it makes sense to do that then. Until then, I don't know what my next video is. I've got videos all throughout the week, man. Just subscribe to all the channels, but you already know. Subscribe to the After Dark podcast. I mean the Day After podcast channel as well. Videos in the week again. The ladies got their video on Thursday as well. Subscribe. Yeah. That's a vibe as well. Yeah, man. You already know, man. Content's coming, bro. We're actually like a channel, bro. We're not just called a channel, bro. We've got content everywhere, bro. But yeah, man. Till then, we'll be back. Peace.
Music called my brain up on my